Welcome back, guys, to another episode Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Corinda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode. We're here every Thursday to give back, help people out in terms of knowledge, business, entrepreneurship, credit, and also financial intelligence. So we're always bringing on guests. Also, if you listen to last week's episode, we brought on Harry. Really did a great job of explaining. If you missed that episode, you should definitely check out that episode. He dropped so many gems. And so today, I really wanted to let people know that I hope they're staying safe and I hope that they staying healthy. That's a big thing. Don't be sedentary. Stay healthy. So I've been also having Wednesday Zoom calls live to help people out in terms of starting a business and also improve themselves. So watch out for that. If you need the link will be in the description or wherever you listen to this. I'll get you the link to the Zoom so you can get those notifications when the Zoom call is coming. I also want to say thank you to those people who did show up. The first one we did last week, and it was great. So today, I really wanted to talk about a topic in terms of something that everyone needs to learn. And the reason everyone needs to learn fractional banking system is because it controls your life. It controls your monetary life. So if you don't understand fractional banking system, what it is, you will forever never understand truly what money is and how money is created. So what you have to look at the banking system and say, what kind of system are they running? And it's called a fractional banking system. So, and this is a global system. This is what every bank in the world runs. This is how they run. This is how they make money. So every bank in the world, if a depositor comes in and drops in $10, the bank can loan 10 times that out. So that's the fraction. That's the fraction that they can lend out on how much they can multiply that original $10 into what they can lend. This is very important. This is something a lot of people don't understand. This is something that people don't understand in terms of learning how money is made and how to use it in your advantage. But you need to learn what the fractional bank system is. So the fact that you can put in $10 into an account and they lend out $100 and they make interest on that $100, you need to understand that your money is pretty much just an, you shouldn't even bother. You shouldn't even bother because they're making so much money off your money that you need to do the same thing to them. You need to learn how to become the bank. You need to learn how to become the user, not being used. That's what you need to become. So understand the fractional bank system is very important. So when a person drops in, $10 into an account and they lend out 100, they're making interest off that money. You're not making interest off that money. And if you understand that, you can become very wealthy because you could switch the script. You could do the opposite where you put down little money and borrow large amounts of money and make a larger return on the whole amount. This is how the banks work, and this is how you need to become also with your finances. It's a simple system, but people need to understand it so they can start using it. So if if you don't understand what the fractional banking system, you'll end up being used by the system. So understand how you can use the system instead of you being used by the system. If when it comes to lending, this is why it's important. If I want to receive a loan, if I want to receive a loan, and I need to go to the bank to get a loan. The bank is not lending their own money. The bank is not lending their own money. This is what people need to understand. The bank is not lending their own money. The What the bank is doing is taking, remember that $10 and making phantom money with it. They make phantom credit. They print money. They they make money out of thin air because the Federal Reserve allows them to do that. It's the law. They can do that. And the reason they do this is because they need to make a return. And so what they do is they end up lending money to help improve the economy. So if I lend out money, I'm hoping I'm lending out to businesses and people, and then they're going to buy more. They're going to hire people, and those people are going to end up paying more in terms of spending money. And it's going to improve the economy. So that's what they do, and that's why they do that. That's why it's called fractional banking. Now, in if you really if you truly understand the system, you'll make more money than anybody else that you know. It's simple. If you understand the fractional bank system, how it works, you'll make more money than anybody else around you. But you need to understand the system. So why is this invented? Why is the fractional banking system invented? If if I have a bank and I have a certain amount of money, I don't want to lend all my money out. So the bank goes to the the Federal Reserve, and says, listen, I need money. So they say, okay, listen, for every dollar you have in the account, we'll back you seven, we'll back you 10, we'll back you 20, depending on how poor the country is. We'll back you 10, and we'll supply you with the money. You just give it out to make sure you give it out to the people to make sure they can get loans. And it's that simple. That's how the banks make all their money. Every single bank that you know, every credit union, every single person that gives out a loan is a bank. And you need to learn how to become a bank so you can earn the interest. Interest is one of the killers that people don't understand, especially when it comes to fractional banking system. You have to understand interest. Either you're going to pay interest or you're going to get paid in interest. Either you're going to pay interest or you're going to get paid in interest. So if you want to become wealthy, you want to be paid in interest. You want people to pay you on a percentage every single time. So for people who don't understand the fractional banking system, it's going to be tough for you to understand this because you're always going to be paying interest. You're going to be paying interest on loans. You're going to be paying interest on credit. You're going to be paying interest on other people that you owe money to or private lenders. So that's not the way you want to live. You want to live the side of being the bank. The bank is where the money is made. So I'm gonna give you some examples here and why there's pros and cons of the fractional banking system. Is it good or bad? I don't care. I don't care. I'm an investor. I don't care what the system is. I try to make money in every system. So understand this: the banking system is one of the most important parts if you want to make money. So if you want to make money, you have to understand the pros and cons of what system you live in, wherever you live. So for me, we live in a fractional banking system and it multiplies by 10. So I know for every dollar, they lend out 10. Wherever you live, you need to do the math also and find out what your system is. But in the United States, that's what it is. So if I know this, I need to find out what the pros and cons are for this, for myself and for my business. This is what you should be doing also. This is why I give this knowledge out. So the pros and cons of this system. Well, the pros is it helps the economy. It definitely does that. It lends people money. You know, it's great for the banks. The pros and cons of the fractional bank system is beautiful because it makes banks wealthier. You know, it gives out chances for people to maybe start businesses and lend on real estate. If especially if the bank is willing to especially lower their criteria on the people that they can lend money to. So if you have bad credit, you have a ding here and there, depending on the bank or the credit union, you can still get a loan. Just find a smaller bank, a more community bank. So, but that's a different podcast right there. So understand the pros of this fractional banking system is it helps the economy. Yes, definitely does that. It helps the banks. Doesn't help you. And then also it helps for lending though. That's where it can help you. It can help you with lending. But now the cons of this system, there's always good and bad. The cons, first of all, it's phantom money. That money does not exist. That this is the bad part of the fractional banking system. That the dollar is there, but the $10 behind it is not there. So understand that's phantom money. That's made up money. Poof. It's just digits. So understand that can cause like not that can cause it caused the depression. It caused depression because people lined up. They call them bank runs. Look it up. It's research. The people did bank runs. So they went to get their money, but the bank didn't have that money behind it, and all banks and savings and loans collapsed because there were bank runs. So if people think there's bank runs right now, there's no really bank runs right now. What you need to focus on is understand the system behind it. So the cons of this is it definitely, if people have bank runs, the bank will just keep trying to print money, keep printing money. They'll give it out as much as they need. It's paper money, it's fiat money, so it's not real. They can print as much as they want. So, and obviously it can cause depression. Banks can go into insolvency, but also it can cause inflation because if they keep pumping out more money, that bread's going to be costing $10, $15, $20, and soon there's going to be barrels of people bringing cash to buy a piece of bread. Inflation. It's just that simple. Um, these are the cons. These are terrible things. It can cause, it's unsustainable. Like you can't do this for a long period of time. Eventually all currencies go to zero. If you do the research, all currencies go to zero. So if they keep printing the money, it's going to end up being zero. It's going to be worthless. So, and you need to understand this also. The cause of the system is it can never stop. Once it started, it can never stop. It can't go backwards. It's going to keep you moving forward. So it can't fight it. You have to understand how to play the system and how to use the system. So how to use the system? How do you use this fractional banking system to improve yourself and improve your wallet? The first thing is you need to understand how the system works, and you need to understand how to use it into your advantage. So you have to learn the system for yourself in the situation that you're in. If you have bad credit, that means you're low on the system. You can't borrow. You know, that's why I would say improve your credit. If you have a high credit, then you have a better chance of getting yourself involved with the system of getting loans and borrowing and being able to do real estate and all these other things. So if you don't have that, it's just the system. You have to play the system. If the system says you need to have good credit, get good credit. That's the system. You can't fight it. You know. Um, and then you need to understand debt. If you want to use the system, if you want to use the fractional banking system, you need to learn how to use debt, and you need to understand how to use it wisely. People think that all debt is bad. Understand that all debt is not bad. Debt is, they say, it's a double-edged sword, so it can kill you or it can save you. You know, it doesn't. It's how you use it. It's how you use it. It's that simple. So understand debt and learn how to use it correctly. And the third part here of understanding the system obviously is, understanding how the banking works, understand how the loans work, how you can get a loan, what system you need to get a loan, and then also how you can become an investor. Because now this is when you can start using your leverage against the banks, and you can become more powerful and more, successful because you have access to more capital. Understand that if you want to become a user instead of being used by the system, once you line yourself up and you get yourself ready to use the system in terms of getting yourself credit, getting yourself some capital behind you, now you can go and borrow 100,000 by putting down only 10,000. So if you could put down $10,000 but borrow 100,000, you could use that 100,000 to make a higher return for yourself and pay the bank back and still keep some capital for yourself. Understand these things. This is how you use the system, the fractional banking system, for yourself. You can't fight the system. You might as well use it. So how do you use it? You first of all line yourself up. Line your systems up on how to use the system in your area. If it comes down to whatever you need to get, find the qualifications of how can I get a loan? How can I get a personal loan? How can I get a mortgage? How can I get a credit card? How can I get more? And once you get that capital behind you, now you can use that to improve your situation. If you want to become an investor, if you want to become a business owner, if you want to become whatever, you need to have some capital behind you. Right now, people are fighting for ways to get money. Don't think about the money. Think about the system I'm using, the products. What products does the banks offer? The banks have all the money. Guys, the banks have all the money. So why don't you go where the money is? People avoid the banks. I go to the banks. You need to understand how the whole system works. Once you learn the fractional banking system, you can use it to yourself. Like I said, if you understand the whole system and how it works, you'll become the wealthiest person around you. I guarantee it. But you need to understand how the system works. So, guys, if you have questions, comments, likes, please give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate, guys. I'm always here with, every Thursday trying to help back and give back knowledge. But if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comments. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening to us on iTunes or Stitcher. I appreciate you guys on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere you guys listen to us. I appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys get some good knowledge and use it to your advantage, or contact us. We can help you. All right, guys. Until next Thursday, I'll see you at the top.